terms, if you could, a typical day in captivity as you recollect it from getting up, what the routine was on a typical day.
Okay. The first thing was the lights would go on and we'd be lined up for roll call. And then rice and soup would come by, and then we'd fall out for work detail and have lunch out of bento, a little rice lamp, out there, and then towards late afternoon or evening we'd be brought in and checked for contraband as we come in, and then have an evening meal and lights out.
Why would you be checked for contraband? What were they expecting or anticipating that you might have access to that would be considered contraband or forbidden items?
Perhaps Mitsui House, the Mitsui detail was, we had a lot of rice there, food, and food was in short supply in the camp because of thievery by the Japanese. They stole from our rations.
They stole, the Japanese soldiers stole from your rations?
The permanent party. You know,
and that
the
would
kinky
be
old
the veterans.
China campaign,
Yes.
the auxiliary people.
They took what was designated as your allocation of food, they stole from that on a regular basis for themselves?
Yes, we never received that which we were told we were allocated. And of course, Red Cross parcel. But because we were hungry, malnutrition was bad, the temptation was always there to smuggle a little rice from Mitsui into the camp.
And you say smuggle a little rice because rice was a commodity that you were dealing with?
Yes.
Sacks of rice at their docks?
Yes, at harvest
and you were
time.
handling rice as part of their product?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Bags of rice in two sizes, 65 kilograms and 100 kilograms.
Which is equivalent in pounds to?
143 and 220 pounds. 65, yeah. Yes, that's about right.
And so
both those are heavier than I was.
So the Japanese might anticipate that you would be siphoning off a little rice from the sacks that you had been handling to bring into the camp.
That's what they did, so they suspected we would do the same thing.
I see. You mean some of the guards or Japanese soldiers who were in charge of you might also dip into the rice supplies to get a little extra for themselves? Was that what you mean?
Anybody that had contact with the rice bags could easily siphon off a little bit because the rice bags were made of straw, and all you had to do was with your thumb go up inside there and up to the
get a handful of rice.
The more proficient would take a little bamboo tubing with an end cut at a slant, and then it would really pour out.
And was it not uncommon for prisoners returning to your living quarters to perhaps have a little bit of this rice somewhere on their person?
I think it happened a few times. People were punished for it anyway. It's to the extent that I remember having our work day cut short one time to kind of try and surprise us, and bring it back into the camp and surprise us with the shakedown.
Before you could hide what you might have been able to acquire during the day. I see. When you went to the work site back and forth, who ordered you to go into the work site? You would say you would be at your living quarters. Who would order you to go to the work site?
Our senior NCOs were charged with the responsibility of, first of all, communicating language-wise with the interpreter and deciding who was best fit to go on what jobs, things like that.
Were they filling a quota each day?
Yes, oh yes.
I see.